Hello. That was a day. It is the 11th of September. I got called out of work at 10:30. Jack's not very well. I was like, oh right, okay. Thinking, oh, he's not, perhaps he's complaining, his tummy hurts or something. Oh no, he'd passed out and fallen off his chair at school, and they said he'd lost all his colour. It was all floppy when they picked him up off the floor, and so I was like, and it's so busy at work. It's so busy because people are off and stuff, so I was knee deep in it as it was. So I had to quickly send a few emails and do, like, I was halfway through something. Luckily, I'd already done it like a 29 line entry, and that had all gone through, and I'd arranged a delivery. But I'd just been given a load of work to do and had to give it back to the chap who'd given it to me, who was already like drowning. So I felt terrible. So I went and fetched Jack, spoke to Paul, and then, he's passed out and whatever. He said, well, he banged his head this morning. I thought, oh. Because I think Jack had said to me he'd banged his head, but it was like in passing, oh yeah, I banged my head this morning. He's already got a bruise right in the middle of his forehead where he banged it. And I said, well, where did you bang it? He said, here again. I was like, no, it was yesterday. He said, no, here. And I spoke to the doctors and sort of said, look, this is what's happened. And she said, with there being a gap between him hitting his head and passing out, you probably need to go to A&E. So I decided to go to a hospital in Derby, the Derby Royal, rather than Nottingham Queen's Medical Centre. Queen's Med was my first thought, but I knew the car park there was like a nightmare, and I thought, And Paul says it's since that car park's been finished now. We went there when Jack was a baby and had to have his tongue tie cut. And they were building, because the car park collapsed when I was in the other Nottingham hospital having Tobin, the like multi-story car park, like part of it collapsed. So yeah, it's been a long time being fixed. Anyway, yeah, so I drove to Derby with him. And Paul was like, well, should I come home from work to get Tobin from school? Because my friend offered to get Toby, but I didn't know how long we were going to be, and I didn't want to have to leave him there till Paul got home from work or whatever. So I said, Paul, will you come home? Unless I get out by sort of 2:30 and I've got time to get back to get Toby. But we got there at 1, and I think at 2 we'd just seen a triage nurse, and she put all the details through for us to go into the next waiting room. And we got in there, and I gave Jack, because we'd not had dinner. Jack had had a bit of a banana when we came home while we were waiting for the doctor to call us back. Then he was like, oh, I'm really hungry, my tummy hurts. So I chucked a couple of bags of like what sits in my bag and a drink for him, a drink for me and a book. So how bad it was, I didn't even have time to pack a crochet project. And I was that concerned. I was like, let's go. So yeah, he started eating a few Wotsits, then he was like, I need the toilet. So I had to go for a wee. So I had to go back out of the waiting room, find the toilet, come back in the waiting room, and he just sat down and started eating his crisps, and they shouted him, so it was pretty good. So the doctor asked him to explain what had happened, then she asked me for some more details. Then she got him on the bed, and she did, like, checked all his limbs and checked his eyes, his ears, what else did she check? No, in his mouth and stuff like that. Asked loads of questions. Was he shaking when he fell off his chair? I don't know. They didn't tell me he was, so I'm assuming no. Has he been sick? No, none of that. So I think it is just a simple faint. He's just fainted. She said his brain needed more blood or something, and that's what happens when you faint. She says he wasn't, he'd eaten, had he eaten well? I was like, yes, he'd had breakfast, he'd had a biscuit. It wasn't even break time. So she says, we'll run a ECG and check his heart, so, you know, we'll do a heart trace and check everything's okay there. So I got to have super sticky stickers on him all across his chest and 2 on his legs, you know, 1 on each leg, 1 on each arm, just to check that. And, you know, they were really good to him. And yeah, so everything's okay. You know, he's perked up. They were very worried at school. They were like, he had no colour, and, you know, he wasn't talking. I'm like, yeah, that's a worrying sign. But yes, I think he's tired now. I'm tired. I'm hungry. Because I didn't eat anything. I got him, he finished his What's-Its off in the car, and then I took him in the little shop at the hospital, and he picked a chocolate bar for him and 1 for Toby. Because if we'd have got out a little bit sooner, I'd have perhaps gone and got him a burger or some nuggets or something, but that by the time we eat that, he's not going to want his tea, and he needs to have a, you know, proper tea. So yeah, I've had my my Polly Chow Christmas chocolate bar. There's a nice sugar hit for him, and I think he's sat with Paul now, just chilling. He's had some more sort of cow Paul. Yeah, so that was my day. Sat in A&E. Excuse me, I can't fault the NHS. We weren't there that long. Everyone was very good to him. You know, they ran tests when they could have just said, no, we think he's fine, go away, sort of thing. You know, and it didn't cost us a penny. I will, you know, forever be grateful for the way our health system works. So I don't want them to take it away. You know, to just go when he's not very well and not have to think about it. It's like he's ill, he needs to go to the doctors, not, oh, does, you know, is this covered or is that covered? So yes, that's what I've done so far. Not been to the gym. I'm not going. Because I've not had any food to need to burn off. I'm already tired. I didn't get back from my sister's till about midnight last night. I don't know if she particularly enjoyed the concert she went to see. I got mauled by the cat. I don't know if you can see. I got scratches all over me and blooming little thing. He was attacking my wall, and then he punched a hole in my pattern with his blooming needle sharp teeth. Monster. He's so cute though. When he finally calmed down and just laid on me, I was like, I like you, stop biting me. He bit my feet, he bit my hands, he bit my toe. Like, that was, ow. I'm like, yeah, we're not having a kitten. We can't have pets anyway, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want this crazy thing. He slept while my niece was up. He went on a blooming nap, and then she goes to bed and he's like, dancing around at me. So, last night, I made a Frankenstein. The body and the arms were done as I left my sister's last night. I've done the scar this morning. I've not done the bolts because I've not been here. But this is from the Lally Lala, I believe, Halloween special patterns. So Frank, Diego and Brian. So I just fancied making some of them. I've got some different colours pulled out to do, like different colour combinations and stuff. I might just make a few. They're nice for presents. I made one for the party Toby went to the other week. And super quick. I did that, you know, just last night in a couple of hours. I had to watch X Factor. Well, I don't have to watch it. I'm like, look, if you normally watch it, watch it. I confirmed I'm not missing out on anything, in my opinion. I wasn't like, oh, I must watch this now. I think honestly about 6 people sang, and the rest was like sub stories and stuff. Anyway, so I'm tired. I got back from the hospital. Paul had just got back from school with Tobin, because they got halfway back and then Tobin remembered that he'd forgotten his lunchbox that he'd forgotten on Friday, and I said to him, don't forget to bring it home, and he forgot, so they walked back to school and fetched it. And then Paul got an email saying we've ordered some like mini backpacks. They were from Decathlon. They were £2.50 each. So we've ordered one each for if we nip, you know, like if we go to the park or something, I don't want to take my handbag, but we just want, keys or whatever. Or if I want to take it when I go cycling, it's not a huge, backpack. And we chose to have it delivered to Asda from Decathlon. I think it was $1.99 instead of $3 or $4.99, which is the standard postage. I thought, well, I was like, why are you at Asda? Could you just get this? And I'd already done running around because he was supposed to take his stepdad's car to work with him this morning because we didn't get to see him yesterday. And then he rang me not long after he left, so I thought, oh God, the wheels falling off the car or something. Like, what's the matter? And he said, oh, I just forgot to take Tom's car. Could you post it for me? Okay, with no stamps. You've just written Tom on the envelope because we thought we were going to see him, so I needed to try and put it in another envelope. So I got to work, ran into the village, went to the post office, and every A5 envelope I tried to put it in, the birthday card was too long. So this thing's going now in a yellow envelope with Tom in big letters, and I've written his surname and the address underneath. I was like, post that. And I ran into the co-op next door to buy a pint of milk to have my cereal at work, which I didn't even get to eat. I'm going to just grump and crochet and watch videos later. But I mean, I'm glad Jack's okay. I'm glad we checked him out. It was a worry that he'd had this another bump on the head. He's perfect door handle height, and he just doesn't look. Paul showed me how he did it, and he was like backing out of the kitchen door talking to Paul and just turned, and so it wasn't here like he told me where the bruise is, it's like the side of his head. And then Paul says he's got a lump the other side of his head. I give up. I couldn't feel a lump that side. Paul's like, is it me being paranoid? I'm like, it's like, it feels like his head doesn't feel anything. Well, it's different. It's not like that on the other side. I'm like, it's not symmetrical then. I don't know, but I'm like, look, someone with a lot more qualifications than me has just checked him over. Stressful. Anyway, so yes, he's okay. He's just tired now, I think. So keep him on medicine, trying for school tomorrow. There's no, she wasn't concerned that, that he needed any time off or anything like that. So we'll see how he goes. Yeah, that's day 11. So, September the 11th is a pants day. Anyway, I always think, I can never believe it's so long ago since the Twin Towers happened. Because Toby asked this morning what it was. I think it was something on the news round, or we saw something on my time hop with the, never forget sort of thing. And he says, were you alive when that happened, Mum? I was like, yes, darling, I was alive. I was 19 when that happened. It's one of those things you always remember where you were and everything like that. The kids were like, when I told them about it, probably a couple of years ago, I told Toby, what happened. He was like, no, someone wouldn't do that. I'm like, terrible. So my thoughts are with anyone who is affected by it, and with all the people that are struggling with Irma and Jose. What's going on? Excuse me. So I'm going to go and finish my tea. I'm probably going to upload this because I've got nothing else to tag on there. So more Halloweeny creatures coming, I think. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope everybody's okay. And I had a question. I had a question about knitting. I will answer that tomorrow. I plan to answer it today. No, it's not going to plan. So yeah, any questions I get, I'll try and remember, and I'll answer them tomorrow. So see you later, everyone.